By default, the cells of every new spreadsheet in Google Sheets are always the same size, which may not accommodate all data. If you receive a worksheet with ill-fitting data, you will need to adjust the rows and columns before you can use it. So I have here our New York City budget, but I can see that not only some of the content is too long, the content can be displayed. Additionally, some columns are way too wide and irregular. It is hard to read and analyze the information. First, I'm going to fix the columns. I'm going to select column C and hover the mouse over the line between column C and D until the cursor turns into a double arrow. Then I'm going to click and drag the column border to the right to increase column width manually. If I dragged it to the left, I would decrease the width. I'm going to do the same with row 7. You can also adjust the rows and columns through auto-sizing to fit the content exactly as needed. I will select row 8, which is way too tall for my text, and instead of dragging the selected border down, I will double click it with my mouse or trackpad. You can see how perfectly it adjusted its height to fit the content. I will do the same with row 9. You can also select multiple rows and columns and do the same. I will select row 10 and 11 and double click the bottom border to have both rows auto-sized. Rather than resizing rows and columns individually, we can modify the height and width of every row and column in a spreadsheet at the same time using the Select All button. The Select All button is in the top left corner where row 1 and column A intersect. Once you click on it, all the rows and columns are selected. If I grab a border of one of the rows and resize it, all the rows will be resized to the same height. But that doesn't work well as the height is too much. So instead, I will double click on the border to have all the rows auto-sized to fit the respective text perfectly. And then I will do the same to the columns. And voila! That was super quick and the format looks pretty good for a 10-second fix. Just to finalize adjusting our rows and columns, I will perform 2 more customizations. Instead of having each of the columns E, F, and G auto-sized to different width, I want to size them evenly because they hold similar data and that will look better. I will select the 3 columns by clicking one, then pressing Shift while selecting the other 2, and then manually resize them to fit the longest column header. One last thing that often helps is narrowing down any empty columns, so I will decrease the width of column A. And you can see how with a touch of customization, the worksheet transformed into a sleek, readable, and professional format in no time. Thanks so much for watching.